Nothing even really exists until we see it. Just like the sailors didn't even know America existed until they saw it. See, quantum mechanics is all about perception. What do we perceive? That is, what do we see? And how do we see it? If you perceive that something is bad or evil, it'll probably appear that way to you. That doesn't actually mean that thing is bad or evil, although it might be. But it also might just be the way you're looking at it. An example of what I'm talking about is demonstrated by looking at illusions. Optical illusions can be perceived a number of different ways. Often, the mind is tricked into seeing something that really isn't there. Depending on how you look at the image will determine what you see in the image. That's right. Just changing the way you look at something can change how it looks. This seems rather simple, but the point is that you are going to have to change. Change the way you look at things. You're going to have to do something. We can get a different view just by moving, turning around. Sometimes, just like with the examples of optical illusions, it might take a minute or two to sit in. It might take a minute before we can see it. It might take a little bit of focusing, concentrating, or it might just take time. It takes a second or two to see it the other way. Another way of looking at it might be like the sun. It's hard to find lost items in the dark. But if we wait until the sun comes out, we might have a better chance of seeing it. So far, we've learned that something doesn't exist until we see it and are aware of it. And if we change the way we look at something, it'll change the way that something looks. So the skills we have learned so far as how to hack reality, is we know how to create something and how to change something. We haven't learned to get rid of anything yet. If we see a monster, we're still stuck dealing with that monster with the skills we have so far. But we can change that monster simply by changing the way we look at it. Simple. Now that we've gone over that, let's next look at some ways, some techniques, some tricks to help us change the way you look at things. Mental exercises to help get a different viewpoint in life. To help you create your own reality and universe the way you want it.
Outer space, outer space, I'm fucking spacing in outer space, outer space, outer space, I'm fucking spacing in outer space.